Welcome, welcome. Let me grab our cards. Oh, and have a sneeze wherever my Here we go. Took him. We're doing indigo angels today. Haven't done those in a while, but that's the way the intuition cookie crumbles. And that's the way it crumbles. Right. Okay, so Mattis is saying, "Hi, beautiful sky. Thank you so much for yesterday. I feel so much better. May I ask, what is the core belief that causes me to feel extremely guilty so easily? Thank you. Many blessings and love." So let's start with our opening prayer first, one step at a time. Oh, great Spirit, Father Sky, Mother Earth, the winds, the waters, my Father, my Mother, Atanaha, all that is. We thank you for our lives and we thank you for these good people. We thank you for all that we are and all that we are to become. We dedicate our time spent together and our relationships with one another to you. We ask that our suffering be ended and our pain be lifted to the love and to the peace that lay beyond. Aho, Amen, Namaste. Okay, so guilt comes from a few basic core beliefs. Number one is that everything is your fault, and that's very common ancestral and inner child belief. Especially when we're in the egocentric stage of child development, that we believe everything is us. Our parents arguing is us. Our friend not being happy is us. Everything is about us. We don't have the capacity to understand other people having separate feelings yet, and that can very easily be distorted into everything is our fault. Especially if the discipline we received was quite harsh. So you probably want to start around muscle testing. Everything is my fault. And then you want to look around. I'm not allowed to hurt anybody because you're not responsible for other people's feelings. Your job is to be authentically you. But if you believe that if you hurt anybody and that by that means they become sad or angry, then you're bad, you won't be authentic for long, because then everybody, can very easily get you to shut down or make you feel guilty for having your own feelings. You also want to look at potentially abusive people and coercive control inside your own family. Who benefited from you being in a constant state of guilt? Because obviously it makes you easier to control. So when you were growing up, who made you feel guilty and why? And then once you've addressed those issues, it tends to dissolve. And you tend to develop a much stronger sense of authenticity and of self-trust and a balanced understanding of your impact on others' feelings and others' impact on your feelings, but you're no longer in a state of taking complete responsibility for everybody else or feeling like it's your job to take care of other people's feelings, because it's our job to co-create our emotional state with each other. It's not our job to create somebody else's feelings. In fact, you can't do it. So that's where I would do. There's a lot of inner child work. So I'm going to send in the inner child angels for you. I'm going to pull up the cards as well. I'm going to open our card decks. Give a nice little tap. See what card comes out for you. Okay, so the card that came out is Show Appreciation. And this is around, not being validated growing up, and then not knowing how to validate yourself and not being able to recognize and validate other people. You kind of become blind, both to your own achievements and contributions, but also to other people's achievements and contributions. It's kind of like people that think you shouldn't accept praise. It should just be, if you do a good job, that's what they expect. And if you do a bad job, then they complain, but there's no recognition when you do a good job. That's the validation wound. So the energy is show appreciation and work on a validation wound so that you can, really connect to real gratitude instead of fake gratitude. Okay, Aisha's saying, "Hey Sky, can I have a reading, please? It sounds silly, but I don't know how to talk to God. I want to discover my own relationship with God, but I don't know how to connect for prayer or any insights." Um, so you start a relationship with God by you through meditation and exactly through prayer. So you would make time, probably around, 15 minutes to half an hour. You would sit down and you would pray. You would put your hands together and you'd say, you know, God, I really want to know you and I really want to hear you and I want to have my own relationship with you. So I'm asking you to come into my life. I'm asking you to come into my heart. I'm asking you to show me your presence. I'm asking you to help me make the space and find the time to hold my side of my relationship with you. And there's a deep desire in my heart for that to happen, even though I'm a bit afraid that it might not. Um, I've been wanting to be your friend for a very long time, but I don't know yet how to hear your voice, how to feel you move, how to ask you for help. So this is me telling you that I'm available, and it's me telling you that you have my permission, and it's me telling you that I want this too. Um, so the door's open. And then after that, you literally sit and breathe, and then you notice the thoughts, the images, the emotions that come. You might want to do some writing or journaling with the emotions, thoughts, beliefs that come up, and it gets stronger and stronger and stronger. The other really powerful practice is to write a letter to God. Every night before you go to sleep, telling Him everything that happened in your day. Um, and the same thing, then you stop and you meditate, or you can write down all the thoughts and things that come in response to you directing the energy. But building a relationship with God is simple. It has to be a daily practice, and it has to be an honest practice. And then the way that you connect the deepest will reveal itself to you. It might be through movement, like yoga, dance, meditation. It might be through automatic writing. It might be through channeling or meditation. There's a lot of different ways that God speaks and that God moves, but you only figure out what works for you by first starting the relationship or the conversation, and then paying attention to the way that you get the answers. Okay, but the first step is to invite God in and to state a genuine desire to have that connection. Judith Groh is saying, "Dear Skylar, I'd like to know if our souls, you and me, know each other from another lifetime." Let's have a look. Well, the angel card that came up is share your wisdom, and the angel's carrying books, which to me is like a symbol of the Akashic records. So I'm really feeling a yes. We probably do know each other from other lifetimes, um, and it's probably why you feel drawn to the work, because you remember me on some level. I remember you, but we meet a lot of people in our lives, so um, don't let it trigger you or get in the way, etc. Okay, Gabriella saying, "Could you please help me with my back pain problems? Thanks, lots of love." Yep, we're going to call on Archangel Raphael and ask for an instant healing on your back. Okay. Cynthia is saying, "Dear wonderful Sky, please can I get a message/healing about me, 45, and my children? Life gave me a stepson, 24, and his 2.5 brothers. Love children so much, afraid of my own. Thank you. Blessings, Christine." Okay. Okay, so the card that came up is you are loved, but it came up upside down, which tells me that you're feeling unloved. You're wondering if, the love that you have for them is the same love that they have for you in return. Okay, and the second card that came up is divine timing. Hmm. Look through the situation and authority. So there's something here about understanding the all types of moms feel this way, whether you're a stepmom, an adoptive mom, a biological mom. All of us wonder if our children love us sometimes, and all of us struggle with seeing through to who they really are and becoming an authority in their lives through respect, instead of intimidation and control. There's a real energy of you needing to do the work on your fear of having your own children, because it blocks you from being able to connect with them on a deeper level. And it also stops you from, kind of moving into the space in the family constellation where you are their stepmom. Right now, it's like an energy of, because you don't want your own, you're kind of energetically in the place of mom, but because they already have a mom, that causes friction. You need to energetically be in the stepmom place instead of in the mom place. Um, so that they can create a completely separate relationship with you outside of outside of what came up around their mom. Whoop. Okay, the freedom card jumped out again. So there's a lot here about, this is like a core masculine trait. It's like a core masculine desire, um, is to be free. And it's very, boys have a lot of energy. There's this really deep need for them to have their freedom recognized, and for you to let yourself, it's almost like let yourself off the hook, um, and understand that every season requires parenting. So for example, if you're parenting, teenage boys or 10 to 11-year-old boys, they're going through completely different stages of development versus if you're parenting, 24-year-old, which you are, which is like, he's in the builder stage of his life, but they still require guidance and nurturing. So one of the things that comes up around you as a stepmom is you understanding that parenting is for life. And it can be the same with biological moms for different reasons, but normally it kicks in because the oxytocin connection is so strong, so the attachment bond is so strong, that even if you want to, it's kind of like empty nest syndrome. You can't let go the same way, that if they're not biologically connected in that way. But yeah, they still need as much guidance through the builder stage and through the provider stage and through the sage stages as they need when they are young. It's just a different type of guidance because each season of male life is hard. But there's work, like they keep showing me your heart and your heart being broken. There's really work to do here on you feeling loved, on you being allowed to be loved, and you being allowed to receive love from them. There's a really deep fear here that your children won't love you, maybe because you struggle to love your parents. And it's about doing the inner work around that. I'm going to do a quick energy break, send in Archangel Raguel and the family angels for you, just to help with that. Okay, that looks a lot better. Hi, Sky. My daughter, with permission, has had problems falling asleep since she was born. She wants all the family to be together, I feel like. She is showing her wounds always. She mirrors back what she needs, what she feels, I believe, is my pain, my wounds. How can I help her, specifically with sleep and letting go of the pain of others? So these are soul contracts. And when you have a child that is behaving that way, the first thing is to, kind of have the conversation with them, that they are not responsible for okay, so let's start from the beginning, that they are here because God placed them here and they have a very important gift to share with the world, right? They have a very important purpose, and that purpose is bigger than absorbing other people's feelings and making people feel good. That purpose is God given and it's bigger than absorbing other people's feelings and making other people feel good. And that's the first step to kind of starting to switch the tables. Because a lot of children are born believing that their job is to heal others. A lot of people believe that having a child will keep the family together or heal the family. So that puts that responsibility onto the child, and the child isn't ready for that, particularly in the womb. But they will often take it on the same way that, if you discuss adult topics with a child, they'll often puff up and be really proud, but they're not ready to contain those conversations about the difficult adult situations that we're in. They just feel more loved. So let's just take a minute. We're just going to call in anybody else that needs this, because some of you have this for your own reasons as daughters, and some of you have this with your daughters or sons. So anywhere where there are contracts and agreements, we're going to call in the lords of karma. We're calling the angels of grace, and we're going to ask for karmic absolution. We're going to ask for all these contracts where children were given the obligations of the adults, where there was role reversal, and it became the child's job to save the family, whether that's from a religion, from the parent, or from the collective consciousness. We ask that this be undone in all directions of time, infinitely under the law of grace, and that the child be restored to its true divine life purpose and emancipated from the belief that they have to rescue, save, please, absorb all the emotions of, destroy themselves in order to heal the family unit. There we go. Woo! I'm just going to grant karmic absolution to everyone involved. We're going to bring all the contracts in front of us under the law of grace, and we're going to burn them in the diamond violet flame. And we're going to ask our angels to renegotiate learning experiences for those people that we had agreed to have learning experiences with that still haven't completed their lessons in the highest and best way and under grace. And ask that our learning experiences be renegotiated, either with new people or different situations with the original members of our contracts, whatever's for our highest and best good, through the creator of all. And then we're just going to give it back. So we're going to call on Archangel Michael to vacuum everything that you picked up, she picked up, that's not hers. And give it back. Give it back to the people she took it from, or give it to God, whatever comes easier. Nice deep breath. Just give it back. It's not yours. Ooh. Okay, that's looking a lot better. Okay, that's looking good. And then let's cancel all mirroring contracts and agreements where she has agreed to mirror your pain or mirror your healing. It's not her job to do that. You can do that through self-reflection and shadow work. There's something here around something happening to you. I'm not sure if you nearly died. I'm not sure if you got sick and she thought that she might lose you. But there's like there's a real fear of being left alone in the dark. I'm not sure if it was sleep training, but there's like a fear of mother's gone or mother's died and no one's like a real core fear of abandonment. And obviously that can come through sleep training because kids can't talk, at that stage. So if you lock them in a room and you leave, they might think that something bad happened to you, especially if you've never done it before. It can also happen. I'm not shaming mums that are sleep training. I'm genuinely just talking about trauma. Um, it can also be because you got sick or you had to go away, but there's a real fear in her that you might have to do a hypnosis session or a healing session, that something terrible might happen to you when she's asleep. So I'm just going to do as much healing on that right now as I can with the angels. And they're also showing me like she left soul fragments with you because she thought that you really weren't okay. So we're just going to return her soul fragments to her and return hers to yours. But you might take her for an angel healing session or for an angel or for a hypnosis session to find out where this fear is holding on to her unconscious mind. Okay, Purnima is saying, "Hi Sky, it might sound weird, but every time I ask you or hear questions on these angel readings, I feel this heavy sense of guilt for using your gifts for free. In my head, I know not to feel guilty, but my heart can't help feel heavy with guilt. Could you tell me why this happens?" Let me have a quick scan. Okay. So it's about receiving. There's like a wound. The angels are immediately showing me there's like a wound there, that as like the core virtue is unconditional receiving, and it's the belief that everything is an exchange, and it's actually coming from like emotional abuse as a child, almost like you being given a present in exchange for dressing a particular way or behaving or behaving during a birthday party or at the supermarket. There's this energy of it's bad for me to take something and then there's going to be a consequence, like I'm going to have to give up a part of myself in exchange for that. Look, the reality is that I make very good money doing what I do. And I choose to be here, tithing and being of service to all of you, because I think that not only is that the right thing to do, but it makes me happy, right? I did this long, but I did my angel readings long before I got paid for any of it, and I'll be probably doing it till the day I die. The same, I'm not sure, I'm going to speak for Hera, but I'm not sure. You can ask her yourself. She's got her own voice. Um, but I've seen her glow up since she started doing angel readings and becoming more visible. Every reading that I give, I also receive. It is a blessing both ways. So let's just call in Archangel Michael and Archangel Raphael to vacuum out the guilt and to do a little bit of inner child healing, right? So that you can understand that God gives everything from our body to our eyes to our our emotions to our life for free, right? And we can then pay it forward. There's a time to get paid and there's a time to tithe, and you know when it is. It's the balance of life. It's giving and receiving. It's breathing in and breathing out. A time to give and a time to receive. It's like there's winter and there's spring, and it's a natural part of the cycle of life. There we go. Poof. There we go. Hopefully that helps, darling. But the reality is that honestly, you need both. You need both. And the most successful people in the world you'll find do both, whether it's lawyers, whether it's bankers, whether it's celebrities, whether it's accountants. every successful person in the world tithes. Every successful person in the world gives unconditionally as well as receiving unconditionally. And that's the core that you're healing. Because in order to be able to receive unconditionally, there are many things in my life that I know that my hard work has contributed towards my success. And there are many places where I know that it's by the grace of God that I am where I am, that I could not of my own power or of my own will have put myself in that position or have created that success. So it is the yin and the yang. It is a co-creation with God. But the giving thing up, there is a real, giving things for free is a really important part of unconditional giving. And it's not about over giving, it's not about guilt. It is about knowing the grace that was bestowed upon you. The people, the number of years that Doreen Virtue and other angel readers give me readings for free through their YouTube channels and through the things that they do on their streams. And when I was struggling or when I had nothing, I pay it forward. Because they helped me, I bless everybody else, and it's exactly the same, the way that life should work. The grace that for my mother carrying me and having me, and now I get to give that to my son, and to my children. This is all, it's important and it's powerful. There we go. Okay, that's looking a lot better. Mitra saying, I'm about to release a book that I channeled 2 years ago. Is it the right timing? Is there a message or something I need to be aware of, or can I send it out into the world now? Much love. The feeling I'm getting is that there's some sort of invisibility wound, like you haven't promoted it properly. It's almost like you're just going to release it. There's no you need a fuss, darling. You need a celebration. You need a launch. I am seeing like fireworks going off in my head, and I'm like saying, it's like, whoa, yeah. Okay, I hear you, but we're talking to Mitra now. You can talk to me after, okay? Sorry, my guide's interrupted. Thank you. Okay, there we go. Okay, so the cards that came up for you are Allow Love, Dreams, and You Are Understood. So feeling like people won't understand you, or the contents of this book is like a higher vibration, is stopping you from sharing it with more people. And the angels want you to know that there's a lot of people, millions, that will understand the message and that need the message that's inside the book. You can see how she's hiding or almost asleep. So they're communicating with you in your dreams, but they're also saying to you that you're proud of your dreams, but it's almost like there's a shame of ambition or a shame of achievement. There's some block here around winning. And what's coming up is allow love. This energy of allow the universe to love you, allow people to see you, allow yourself to ask for what you need and to be supported. It's really important. Okay. I'm just putting things the right way around. Give me a second, guys, and then I'll keep going. Okay. Mary A saying, hey Sky, can you tell if my current partner is my soulmate? I've been going through some relationship troubles. Can you tell me what the angels suggest is the best path for me to take? Let me have a look, Mary. Nope, there we go. Okay. So you've got the same 3 cards again, which I couldn't make up. You saw me just kind of reshuffle the entire deck, and you saw me turn them all around so they wouldn't come out upside down. And you got the exact same cards. You got you are understood, dreams, and allow love. Exact same cards in the exact same order. The message is slightly different. The core wound around lovability is manifesting differently for you. It's not manifesting in your career so much as it's manifesting in your relationship. You don't feel like anybody can really understand you, like anybody can really get you, so you're holding back, you're not able to be authentic, and it's blocking your dreams, it's keeping them sleeping. It's almost like, I'll never be loved, it's never really going to happen, maybe it's just a dream. um and the message is really strong to work on your lovability wound. um when I'm asking the angels if this person is your soulmate, I'm getting that they are your soulmate, but I'm also feeling your heart so tightly closed, and I feel that you're afraid of your partner, right? So I think that there's a real trauma bond going on here. And there's sometimes our soulmates are there for, it's a reason, a season, or a lifetime. And I think this partner is for a season. And I think that it's to get you not just to raise your worth, but to realize why it's important, to have discernment and the reality of the cruelty and the emotional abuse, stopping your dreams and stopping you from being yourself, and also the brain damage that it does, when you're in a constant state of stress and um and I'm walking on eggshells. So the angels are like showing me you feel so misunderstood, you feel so lonely, and that you're not really allowed to express your needs and wants, um, and that's a problem. Okay, that's a really big problem, and it's not a problem that you can fix. It's a problem that your partner has to fix. So there's a real energy of like letting go, and a real energy of standing up for yourself and seeing what happens, seeing if your soulmate rises or seeing if it's time for a new one. Yeah. And you've got Archangel Metatron, who deals with, life paths and crossroads, because this is a real crossroads. You're really deciding um whether you're going to have the time or the energy to fulfill your divine life purpose. I kid you not, the biggest reason I see for people not fulfilling their divine life purpose is toxic relationships. I kid you not. It takes a lot of energy to work on your divine life purpose every day. And if you live with somebody or are close to somebody who's constantly sabotaging you and that you can't discuss your successes with and that you can't discuss difficult moments with, it's enough to stop most people in their tracks. Right? So the last card that came up for you is time to create. Okay, time to create. And there's artistic expression is going to give you clarity, and then it's going to give you abundance. But first, it's going to give you clarity. It's going to help you work through your feelings and get to a place where you can make decisions from a place of courage instead of from a place of people pleasing. Okay, Tanya is saying, morning, sending love and high vibes and gratitude to you. Thank you, darling. Hi, Mary. You're asking. She's also asking me about Rhodelia. She's saying you recommend to take Rhodelia. I also read about ashwagandha. They're two completely different adaptogenic herbs. Should it be taken with or without? Which other techniques for the nervous system regulation? My darling, this is like personal one-to-one session stuff. I don't know your medical history, and I need the specifics to give like individual, unique recommendations, darling. I can't, and I'm not legally allowed to do that. Okay. Love Sunshine saying, thank you for yesterday, Sky. May I ask about my ex-partner? I left him in Feb after you advised. Okay. We met again and I found it hard to finish this. He's my soulmate, but we want different things. I'm so sad. Part of growing up is recognizing that doing the right thing sometimes makes you feel sad. Right? It is hard leaving someone that you had a long-term relationship with and that is one of your soulmates. It is difficult accepting that you want different things and acknowledging that you're making a free will choice to go in different directions. And which is why so many people ignore it and they keep going forward on a path with somebody that doesn't, resents the path and isn't fully available with them and can't really fully love them. Um, People we've been with, loved, shared our life with, it's normal to grieve that passing and it's normal to miss them. Doing the right thing isn't always doing the easy thing. But I will tell you this, the price of ending a relationship at the right time is nothing compared to the price of staying in a relationship that's no longer working, because you lose the love, right? You two will always be able to keep the love. The love is real, and it might become a friendship, it might become a companionship. But if you let it keep going when you're on different paths, the resentment builds and it destroys the love. And people that you love, you really start, not being able to be around, and that's even more sad. So let yourself grieve, really let yourself grieve. Um, and trust that you do have more than one soulmate, and that the one that is on the same path, the one that can bless your life, the one that can share all of you, is on the way. But you have to make space, which is what you're doing. It doesn't make it easy, darling. So we're going to surround you with the angels to give you the courage to do that. And we're also going to cut the cords, because I have a feeling that you may have had like a cheeky sexual reconnection in there that's kind of sucked you back in. That doesn't necessarily mean you slept with them, but it can mean that, you still, either you wanted to, or you were thinking about it a lot, or dreaming about it a lot. So we're just going to cut those cords so that you can actually make space for what you want. If you are really energetically attached to someone or something that you no longer want, then the what you actually want can't come in, because there's no energetic space. Jazz is saying, Sky, you helped me a lot. Thank you. You're welcome, beautiful. Nancy saying, hi, Sky. I hurt my lower back and I would love to know what's going on here. Thank you. It's like literally when I'm scanning you, immediately sex is coming up. It's interesting from a previous reading, and we're also getting support coming up. So it's around feeling sexually unsupported, not feeling able to express your needs, and feeling there's like a real it's like a real hidden anger. Like, you're angry at yourself for wanting to be supported. There's a part of you that's very independent, and a part of you that really wants to be taken care of, and they're at war with each other. I'll pull a card for you. Whoa! Okay, I'm not, it's just going to come up. So the card that came up for you is nature. Okay, which is telling you to get outside, look through the situation, and shielding. So there's some sort of psychic attack going on here, because shielding only comes up when somebody's sending you negative thoughts. I'm not sure what kind of encounter you had, but whoever you had it with is still angry at you. So whoever you were or are sleeping with is still angry at you. So you want to clear out your womb, clear out your lower back, because that person is angry and it's affecting you. The other card that came up is apologize and shielding. So really, I'm going to wrap your back and your whole body in white light. We're going to pull out all the psychic attack, if that's okay. All the knives and the cords and the hooks and the strings. Oh, there we go. Okay. Okay, Dandan is saying, hello, love. Can I have a card, please? Yes, of course you can. Let's see. Whoa! You can have a card, but I tried to throw the book in there. Let's give you a card reading. Ah, okay. Self-care. Real like self-care. I'm almost being like, I'm really being shown retreat. I'm being shown like really crying. I'm being shown journaling. I'm being shown you not giving yourself, like, you're really, really, really tapped out, and you're actually a lot of eh, there's a very cool little video on TikTok where the yoga teacher's like, "Are you real? Do you really hate yourself, or did you just start off the day with stimulants and screen time?" So there's like an energy of, do you really hate yourself? Do you really have mental health issues, or are you just so burnt out? Have you just been neglecting your self-care? Have you just been really ignoring yourself to the extent that anybody in that situation would be feeling depressed, anxious, exhausted? So they're really saying, please, please, please make time for you. And they're like, I can hear the million objections that you're coming up with. And the angels are just like, almost a hand going up, going, stop, be still. Like I can really hear the voice of God actually going, be still and listen to me. Like, be still and listen to me. Stop before you get sick. Stop before you get hurt. Stop before something serious happens. Just stop and take care of yourself. Oh, there we go. Don't know who that was for, but it was for at least more than one person. Whew. Just stop. You're underestimating the evil that self-neglect is. You're like a child playing with something you don't understand, like a child playing with a knife that you don't understand is sharp. God is going, self-neglect is dangerous. It's so dangerous that it can kill. Please take care of yourself. It's like I'm really hearing this energy of, you are my precious child. Please take care of yourself. Whew. Okay. Ash Deep is saying, "Hi Sky, I'm looking to change my gynae as I don't want to be rushed during delivery. Also not taking the Tdap vaccine and getting my placenta converted to pills. Would it all be a good idea?" Let's pull a card, but my feeling is yes. My feeling is 100%. Trust your gut. If you don't feel safe with your gynecologist, that she should not be there. It's very important that women feel safe during birth, right? Especially because if you think of your cervix as like a fish or like an animal, the moment someone touches it that you don't, even if you like them, it's already quite a big thing. If it's someone you don't like or you don't trust, you immediately tense up. And the whole concept of birth is it's a relaxation process. So you don't want anybody in the room that makes you tense, unsafe, you feel doesn't have your back. So if that's what you're feeling from your gynecologist, then you need someone in there that you really feel is on your team and has your back. Okay. Mother Mary, nature, Archangel Michael. So I'm feeling like you might need to hire someone like a birth doula. You need somebody that you completely trust that's going to have your back in the room so that you can focus on this baby instead of focusing on dealing with nurses, midwives, doctors, that you can really, really have your back. You're really being guided to return to nature. You haven't been getting outside enough. You haven't been letting your body calm down and recalculate. And that's really, really important, particularly sunlight, for your circadian rhythms and for your hormone balance. And then there's Mother Mary, who came in first, which is this energy of, tapping into the Divine Mother, allowing yourself to kind of drink from the heart of the Divine Feminine, knowing that it's our job, to bring children through from the other side, and that it's our job to listen to our divine guidance so they can be protected, when they're born. So even if, like, let me give you an example with my son. So I told them that I didn't want intravenous antibiotics. I didn't actually want any antibiotics after he was born. I just, unless there was an infection, I didn't want any antibiotics. And even though it was written down on my birth plan, and even though I told the doctors, they still did it before I even got a chance. They didn't tell me what it was. They just literally asked if they could put a drip in, and it wasn't until half an hour later that the nurse told me it was an antibiotic drip. So unless you have somebody in there who's actually watching and actually understands, you're busy, right? You're busy. When you're in labor or when you're having a C-section, you are busy. You are, focused on getting that child to planet Earth. So you don't have time to be monitoring somebody else. It's very easy for someone to take advantage of you if you're in a vulnerable state. So you need people in that room that you trust to follow your instructions and that you trust to help you if what your plan is not working, and to troubleshoot in a way that honors your decisions and that honors your baby. As opposed to people who will just run you over because they know they can, because you're in a vulnerable state. So very much get a doula, and yes, with the placenta, yes, with the TD, but you need someone who's going to honor that, because it's too easy. And I would get it in writing. I had my birth plan in writing, and I had it in images so that nobody can say they didn't know or they didn't understand. I think it's the Happy Birth book that has like little symbols, like the stickers that you can cut out so you can stick on your birth plan, with the information on there. So it's super simple for people to read and see. But you can make your own and make sure that your whole birth team has it. And this is like would be something that your doula or the person you've delegated to be able to do. Understand that your partner or your family may be very nervous, right? They may be worried about you, they may be worried about the baby, and they're very easy to coerce. So you might need somebody who's not inside the family, who's not emotionally attached, to be able to follow through on your choices. Okay, so I hope that that helps. I'm going to send in Mother Mary. And off we go. Jennifer Morgan saying, hi, lovely. Would love angel guidance on manifesting a huge thing I've been working on, and the blocks to the possibility of it happening now versus years down the road. Okay. So I'm immediately hearing the words quantum jump. You need to make a quantum jump for it to happen now. I need protection. So this is like, I'm really seeing like Archangel Michael wrapping you in a ball of fire. And I'm hearing the energy of stop talking about this. Stop talking about this with friends. Stop talking about this with family. Stop talking about this. Move in silence if you want it to happen now. Move in silence. It's making some people who are close to you jealous. It's triggering them. Stop talking about it. Talk to God. Talk to your angels. The card that came up is you are special. Right? You are special. Don't let anybody make you feel small. Stop talking about it. There's a real energy of like, stop talking about it because it's blocking the manifestation. And to quantum jump, like you're really being asked to quantum jump. Literally imagine what would happen if you already had it right now, and what you would have to put in place for you to have it right now. Yep. A card that came up is think about it. So now it's really focusing on it. And this is where quantum jumping really helps. Paul McKenna, in his manifesting money and manifesting confidence meditations through for hypnosis, he had a really good quantum jumping. He didn't call it that, but it was you'd step into the body of the person you wanted to, the version of you want to be, and see. He would say, hear what they hear, see what they see, feel what they feel, think what they think, and you're like, so that you would really embody that energy. And see, decide how they decide. What do they think? How do they move? What decisions do they make? Who do they hang around? You know, those are like big things. So you want to move into that body. There we go. Okay, it's looking good. We have the healing hymn tonight, guys, just in case some of you are interested and you didn't know. We have the masterclass for healing hymn. I'm going to pop the link underneath the video for you guys as well. Okay, Balber is saying, can I have an angel reading, please? Oh, jumping card. So Mother Mary jumped out for you. Yeah, and so did the compassion card. So there's like Archangel Michael's hugging a woman in this card, and it's the energy of like you're being so hard on yourself. Stop being so hard on yourself. A real energy of like having your own back, letting yourself receive, and time to create. release and relax, giving yourself that space, to really enjoy yourself and to have some time. Yeah, and the self-care card is coming up as well. Okay, so you're being so hard on yourself. You need to stop being hard on yourself. Sometimes when you've made the mistake, a lot of times it's very tempting to withhold love from yourself or to be really hard on yourself as a way of trying to get yourself to learn. But the lesson is harder than that. Withholding compassion is not going to give you the lesson you need. You need to slow it right down and really study, like look at, where did this come from? Why am I making this decision? What happened to me that I still believe that is the right way in that situation? What red flags that I have to ignore for this person to be able to get close to me? Very often when people are in this place of no self-compassion, it's because they're completely ignoring their own guidance, and then they're very angry at themselves because they've ignored all the red flags, or they've given somebody else a million chances, but they can't do it for themselves, right? They give the other person a million chances, but they don't give themselves one chance. They justify other people's, potentially mistakes or bad behavior, but they're so hard on themselves. And then the other person mirrors back the same, right? The other person is very hard on them, and the other person won't give them a break because then the other person has no compassion or no, because that's what they're doing to themselves on the inside. There we go. So we're just going to get the angels to clear that lack of compassion out. Okay. Last one. And this card is saying, can I have something general, something that Spirit wants me to know? Expression. You're not alone. You already know. So you've been repressing your creativity and you've been isolating yourself. And I think it's because you know that you're not where you're supposed to be. You know that the circle that you're in just doesn't feel right for you. You're needing to change your inner circle. And there's a grieving process going on. Yeah, think about it. There's a grieving process going on. Pray. Send love. So even Jesus had his inner circle be tight. Even Jesus only had 12 disciples. Sometimes the people that I think will come with me are rarely the people that actually come with me when I shift, evolve, and change. Because normally those people are so attached to who I was or who I am that they can't handle who I'm going to become. And I was shocked by that the first 2 times. And then after that, I realized that, like you said, it's just not personal, right? It's that they're at one path and I'm on another path. And same way you wouldn't get angry at your friend for wanting to go down the mountain on a different road, you don't have to get angry at people for having a different path than you. It's releasing any unconscious contracts, any unconscious obligations that you are making to keep people by your side instead of for them to fulfill their highest potential. If you love something, set it free. So you guys know we're doing Medical Intuitive in October. So if you are interested in learning about that, becoming a medical intuitive, drop me a DM and we'll get you in for a call. And if you want to do Healing Him, I'm going to drop the link for you guys underneath in the comments below. And it's basically working through the archetypes, the core male wounds, how they get created in society, the different, downloads and things like that for helping heal masculinity. So I love you all very much, and I will see you guys tomorrow. Oh, closing prayer. Oh, great spirit, Father, sky, Mother, earth, the winds, the waters, my father, my mother, Atanaha, all that is. We thank you for our lives and we thank you for these good, good people. We thank you for all that we are and all that we are to become. We dedicate our time spent together and our relationships with one another to you. We ask that our suffering be ended and our pain be lifted to the love and to the peace that lay beyond. Aho, Amen, Namaste.